this is going to be super fundamental as far as Espada y Daga. Espada y Daga is that sword and dagger kind of idea, or a long and a short weapon. Up until this point, you've probably primarily worked with either short, so either the knife, empty hand, or the stick. Right, obviously when you work with a single stick, you do kind of have a short and a long weapon, but it's still a little bit different whenever you throw the knife in there. So you've got one that's a blunt force trauma instrument, and then one that's a edged weapon, and they just work a little bit differently. So this is the toe in the water, basic types of drills to start getting you used to using those two different drills. When you're across from your opponent, you're still going to lead with your, in this case, I'm going to do this right-handed. My right hand is dominant, so it's going to have the stick. My right foot is going to be forward, left foot is going to be back. And I want to have enough distance that our sticks can meet if we both did a forehand strike. And that's all the first two strikes of the drill is. Your feet stay planted for this particular part of the drill, and it's just a forehand downward strike and a backhand hourglass strike. So they just go, it's a 1 and a 2. And so that's the first part. 1, 2. Then we're going to add the knife. The knife should be somewhere in a support position. So you can have it right here where you typically have your check hand. You can have it a little bit out, but somewhere in this particular area. You don't want to have the knife down at your side. You also don't want to have it up in some kind of chambered position. You just want it to be somewhere nice and central, because this becomes essentially your check. So the full drill is just as simple as this. 1, 2, then you move forward with your left foot, stab, turn, rotate the knife and pull it back. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's it. That's all there is to it. So go back and forth with your partner. Obviously, I like to use the knife past my opponent's neck. You can also play with the range a little bit on this as well. We're a little close, just so that we're staying in frame of the camera. But you can also try being a little bit further away or a little bit closer in. But this is it. This is the whole drill. Now, if we wanted to put Espada y Daga into something we already know, is the block check counter series. So typical block check counter, go ahead and put your knife up to the side. Block check counter without the knife is this. So she's going to do number 1, block check counter, right? Number 2, block check counter. And she would just go through the whole 12 angles of attack. Now, for this, any partner that knows the 12 angles of attack, foundation level partners included, that's all they need to know on the feeding side. She doesn't need a knife. Your partner doesn't need a knife to be able to feed you their 12 angles of attack. Once they feed them to you, but you're going to do the Espada y Daga variation, is you're going to do the same thing. So it's still going to be a block, check, counter, but your check is actually going to be your knife, right? So, and that's the only thing that's changing in this whole thing. So block number 1 again, block, check, counter. Number 2, block, check, counter. Number 3, block, check, counter. 4, block, check, counter. And then number 5, block, check, counter. See, you can go all the way through all 12 angles of attack. Even the number 12, so do number 12. This is still going to be my roof and slant block, but I'm using my knife on the arm instead of using my check hand. And these should be cuts. So as I get there, it's not just going to be a hack with the knife, but they should also, and it's going to depend a little bit on the situation, but for the drill in particular, you're going to start probably just by placing the blade there, but over the course of time, you want that to be a cut or a slice as you're defending yourself.